Alright, hi guys, it's me, previously known as Lollycoon, but now I'm changed to Serasuge. This video is unscripted like every single video I do. Uh, so it's a video about, inappropriate dolls, and I'm gonna get called Karen and Boomer for this if, like, more than two people watch this video. Uh, and I thought that there might be some sensible people, but, uh, there really aren't. The only people who have something against this just get, like, railroaded and stuff. Uh, I even saw a comment on Reddit saying like "F the kids, I don't care about them." So yeah. So basically, dolls nowadays, and just just character designs in general aimed at little girls are just extremely inappropriate. And I mean, I don't know where this came from. So people are gonna say, "Oh well, girls should be able to wear whatever they want, and clothes aren't inherently sexual." Yeah, but the F word also isn't inherently bad. I mean, it's just a word. We made it up like we made up clothes. And yet you don't hear that in a kids show because it does have a meaning because we gave it a meaning. Like everybody in society who's grown up in society has given it a meaning. But I don't know what kind of people are gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'd be fine with my 9-year-old daughter wearing a crop top and booty shorts with fishnets underneath." I mean, I don't know if you should have a 9-year-old daughter if you're that kind of person. I'm just saying. The they might say they're okay with it and then they're actually not, because I struggle to believe there are this many people who are actually okay with this. They'd also say stuff like, "Oh, but when I liked them when I was little and I never wanted to actually dress like that." Well, maybe that's you, but there are pictures online of children actually dressing like that. And I'll put these pictures up in the video. But of course their faces are blurred. So yeah, you didn't, but there are kids who do. And it's not like I'm not shaming the kids. People will say, "Oh, you're shaming." No, different ways you present yourself, they imply different things. And that's that's it's and you're right, it's not because the clothes are inherently bad, it's because the image that they represent is inherently bad. And it's not the kids' fault because they don't know this. I'm not shaming them for thinking, "Oh, the clothes look pretty," because they do think they look pretty. But that doesn't, kids don't understand a lot of things. Kids aren't going to understand why it's bad if somebody touches them. That doesn't make it okay. Kids not understanding doesn't make something okay. And also, we're not sexualizing dolls by saying these outfits are inappropriate. We're just stating facts. Imagine saying someone's sexualizing. I mean, it's hard to explain, but they're not. They're not attracted to the dolls because they think that they're inappropriate. Um, and as for the image you give off, I've got to say, sexual promiscuity isn't normal or natural. It doesn't like it doesn't make you a bad person, but that it's not something that we should encourage or treat as a good thing to little girls, even if they don't do it until they're adults. Should adults do it? Should we tell children it's okay to grow up and act like this, Because yeah, sure, it's fun, whatever, but it isn't good in the long run to be sexually promiscuous. So we shouldn't let this kind of image be shown to our little girls. It's the dolls also aren't just like adults or teenagers. By the way, teenagers can't consent either, so they shouldn't, I don't care if they're like 15, they shouldn't be wearing this stuff. They're not adults, they can't make that choice. But the dolls are also like toddlers. So we're going to go into some specific doll lines now. I'm not looking at the pictures as I say this, so like I might get some things wrong. But the LOL dolls are my least favorite dolls to ever exist. Like, I just think that their faces look like the Littlest Pet Shop fish. But there was this big scandal in like Australia and stuff, and they got taken off shelves, and so did the Nana Surprise dolls, which I'll get to in a second. Because these little toddler dolls, who are meant to be like, I don't know, 2 years old, were wearing lingerie or bandage, like I don't know if you can call it underwear. It's just like bandages over the breasts and crotch. It's like something you'd see in hentai, not in a doll aimed at children. And there are people who are unironically defending this. And they'll use all the excuses I just talked about, like, oh, well, oh, no, that it's just fashion, it's stylish, it's not inherently bad. This, you, this is not okay. If I ever saw anybody, like, dress their 2-year-old in this, I would call social services on them because this is absolutely child abuse. This is just plain abuse if you think it's okay for kids to wear these kinds of clothes. Uh, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's just crazy. I thought it was bad enough when they started putting jeans on babies. Fishnets are worse. So, then we get on to Nanana surprise dolls. Nanana surprise dolls are meant to be like, I don't know, children or something. Um, well, yeah, guess what they did? They have printed underwear. And I'm not mad about them having underwear. Like, let's. I saw someone say, what, you'd rather they have nothing? Oh, but you can't take it. No, that's not the point. I don't care that they have underwear. I care that they have lingerie that's meant to be sexy. I care that they're wearing this. Like, I think that there are appropriate times you could put fishnets on a character. I mean, it's a very hard one. Like, I wouldn't want a child to wear them, but I think that there are certain outfits where it wouldn't look sexualized. But there's no excuse for what they've done here. It's crazy, right? There's just there's no excuse. It, it got about underwear, like what? So yeah, um, and we've got some others. I don't. I mean, the Rainbow High dolls. I think their outfits are just tacky and ugly. I mean, it's another like. It's just they're just gross. I just don't like how they look, but I can't point out exactly what makes them, inappropriate. It's just an overall vibe, I guess. But I think that mostly their sin is just being ugly. Uh, and people say, how is this worse than Barbie? And I mean, Barbie has worn some inappropriate outfits, but for the most part, Barbie doesn't dress like this. She may have short skirts, but she doesn't dress like this. Because there is a short skirts, there are ways to just make them look cute. I mean, often short skirts are more childish than adult. But there's not a way to make what these other dolls wear cute. And they also mention Bratz. Well, I don't like Bratz either. But Bratz are pretty tame compared to these. But I don't like Bratz either. But they're not really being sold anymore nowadays, so I'm fine. I don't really care about that. I don't think about them. Monster High. I'll make it clear. I don't care about the body shape of the dolls because if they're all the same, then that just implies this is the normal body shape, right? It's not that they're anorexic and underweight. It's that their stylization. This is just how the artist draws normal bodies, and maybe that's a hard concept for little girls. I don't know. I can't really speak on that. That's just my opinion on it, but maybe it doesn't get through to kids. But I don't care about that. I care about their makeup and what they're wearing, because that's something very easy for a small child to try to mimic or to misunderstand. Uh, but it's ridiculous. I just don't get how the doll community is so selfish that they think that because they like these outfits and that they look cool, that these should be okay for kids. Like if you want to make dolls that look like this, you can go ahead. I don't care. Dolls for adults, I mean. It doesn't need to be the dolls don't need to be grown. I think it's clear from my previous name. I don't care about the age of them if it's for adults. I care if it's for kids. Because it's bad enough having dolls that look like adults dressed like this, but it's worse having dolls that look like kids dressed like this aimed at kids because it makes it more relatable. Then how are you going to use the excuse of, oh, but they're meant to be adults? This is just what they wear when they grow up. How do you make that excuse then? I think this has gotten insane. I don't know who's behind these. I'd like to think that they're blissfully ignorant and they're just not actually considering that these are for kids, that they're just thinking, oh yeah, I'm just making a cool outfit that I like. But who knows? There might actually be something more evil behind it. You never know. I'm not going to make any conspiracy theories. I don't know enough about the industry to say if this is intentional or not. I just think it's wrong, no matter if it's purposeful or not. I just think that this is crazy and that people need to stop trying to excuse this and saying it's okay. I think that all these people who are trying to say this is all right and this is not inherently sexual are just coping. I think that they just are coping because they like these dolls, and instead of saying, yeah, I like them, but I don't think they should be marketed at kids or something like that, they're just going to blindly defend them fully and say they never did anything wrong, which is ridiculous because you can like something and you can say it's wrong, at least for its target audience, at least in some cases. I like the game Star Stable, but I will never spend money on it again because I don't agree with what it's. I don't agree with it. I'm never going to spend money on Roblox ever because I don't agree with the things it's advertising for children. And that's okay. But these people don't understand that. They need to defend their favorite dolls to the end. And it makes you wonder if they are that really much more mature than the children it's aimed for in the first place.